I don't know, I was just busy putting my headset on and it's just like, what's happening? What is going on? But that's a great start for Immortals. Ooh.
Ooh.
Instant scout. Double flash.
Double flash. Double flash.
Double flash. Can they need some great flashes here from Finesse to get some kills?
Best flashes ever.
Yeah.
Well, I would assume he's going to flash the plateau for his teammates to jump and peek with the 5-7 or 5-7s, and suppose he can go towards the statue afterwards.
Because they're saving, that's good. That's good. They're not going all the way in. Just 90% of the way in. Leave Kusta with some cash for the AWP ASAP. And that's how it should be. That's how it should be. Already a kill onto Rika though. That's unfortunate for them. However, trade is look at that. He gets a 1-for-1.
Look at this.
Look at that. So damage being done here. Finesse needs to hit some of these shots. Looks like his teammates are causing quite the distraction here. So definitely a window of opportunity, but Finesse is missing too many shots here. That's very unfortunate. The window of opportunity has closed shot on him, but perhaps more will open soon. Nope. They will not. And he will die.
Let's see what Cutler can do. Unfortunately for him, it's Bolts who is picking first. Bolts full health is not going to have much trouble, much success. There we go. Early in the morning. Steal towards the chicken coop. Has to pick his time wisely. He's got 23 HP. It's down to Henny to try and clean things up. But again, he doesn't want that 5-7 getting too close. And now the UMP's out. Cutler's got full health here. He's got a Molotov as well. Not sure if he realizes. He's picked one up on the way, so he can flush Henny out of this position. There we go. Good positioning. And it's going to force Henny. Henny tries to buy some time, coming out delayed, and manages to make it work. So I think they've done the job here just about. 5-7 coming out once again, but the kills are done in that round for CLG.
Yeah, it's a good attempt, actually. They managed to do, as you said, quite some damage, and they had some opportunities to really make things quite complicated there. But Immortals will be all right, and they'll be up against an Eco now, so life should be straightforward and simple. Curious as to how this anti-eco will look. Let's see if they just go in together as a team or if they'll be waiting around. They'll know that there'll be USPs out now, so and nothing really to worry about otherwise. Okay, this looks good. It's a fast split onto the B-bomb site. We have the MAC-10 of Steel making its way through the drop area, and his teammates just going hyper-aggressive as they should with the SMGs, and it's just Cutler left, and the bomb will be planted in the round. It's essentially won at this stage. Cutler looking for a cheeky frag with a PT-50 though, very capable of doing so, but the MAC-10 is brilliant in these scenarios, and it will prevail.
Nice. Well then, 3-0 for Immortals. Not the start you want on your CT side, but it's buy time for Klug, also known as CLG. They've got next to no, look at that lack of utility there. They've got 3 flashbangs and 1 smoke grenade. That is a horrible start to your buy round, especially when you lost the pistol. Can only assume that smoke grenade goes too deep into plateau and they try to go for an aggressive play. They've got 4 of the 5 players in that direction. Not deploying anything just yet, the CT side, waiting for that Molotov. In the meantime, there is a 3-man pilgrimage towards Long A. Cutler playing on the sites on his own. Currently around the APT as Steel makes a play with the MAC-10. He can keep players distracted for now. Again, there's a huddle around the drop connector area, and down goes Cutler, open a bomb site.
It's a really nice position here for Immortals to play off of. They have all the time in the world to get these positions going for themselves after plant, and the bomb will be planted finally. The CTs are all sort of choked up in one position at the moment, and there is a flank coming very slowly, but Bolts can wait for the calls from his teammates to actually go for the push here. Once he realizes that, perhaps, he sees on the radar that they're going through the doors, he can come into the back and shoot them all down. This is working out quite well. Only gets 1 frag though, and normally maybe that could be quite fine, but actually looks like CLG are doing a good job on the retake here. It's going to be down to KNG and Henny, and they've done a decent job. Just Finesse left. So little time here. Can Finesse really have an opportunity? I don't think that he can. He's too far away from the bomb, and that's going to be that. So Immortals, another round. An expensive one, though.
Well, they got money. They had clean anti-eco rounds, and the lack of utility for CLG comes from the fear of the SMGs. They all bought head armor, pretty much because they didn't want to get one-shot close range. by the UMPs and the MAC-10s. In the end, the lack of utility didn't really make the biggest difference in that round because Immortals just got the solo player on A isolated, managed to get that kill, which gave them entrance into the bomb site, and then the flank from Bolts did a lot of work.
There's a nice Molotov to cut off the CTs from rotating towards balcony as well. Bouncing off the boxes there. Haven't spotted that one before. Cut off to another good start with the pistols at least. But now Immortals have cleared the B bomb site, but no one's collected the bomb. Oh my god, if the CTs keep flanking, they're going to see the bomb, but they haven't really committed to the flank. That's interesting. And they're sending Lucas with 5 HP to go and get the bomb on his own. That is a curious choice, but he's only got a Glock in fairness. Maybe he left his weapon behind. Yes, he did. Smart stuff.
Wow.
He was the expendable man. Look at that attention to detail. Lovely.
That's awesome, isn't it? That's really awesome. Wow. And it's funny because they're almost like, oh, you're probably going to die, so just drop your gun first. It's like, well, why just send him then? why not send another mate with him? Buddy system, what about that? What about that? Having a friend. A friend in need is a friend indeed, and all that.
Keep going,
that business. So this is looking like a great start for Immortals so far, and it can somehow at times be difficult as the CTs to gain some traction when you have a bad start like this. But obviously, as the loss bonus has built to 5 in a row now, which is a 3,400 reward for them. As we can see, they're going to have an ample amount of cash. So they can try any sort of setup they want. If they want to go double orb now, get Rick here as well as Kusta onto the orb, then they can do that. But let's see what they choose to go for. They have the AK still that they saved. It's in Rick's hands at the moment. He is a dab hand with the AK-47. With a rifle, he's a fantastic player. So it looks like he might just conserve his money, or they might conserve the money, just have one orb instead. Which is good as well. I feel as though they haven't had many solid chances to just try their default game plan here, and we do see a pause. Is this a tactical?
I think it's technical. Otherwise, it would be the alternative type of pause. I don't know how useful a second AWP would be on cobblestone because of, well, I mean, you could put one towards A long, but I think you can have riflers there just as well. And I think there's a difficult spot to get more than one kill, unless you're one of the high-progressive AWPers like Rikke can be.
It's difficult on the rotate as well, isn't it? To get yourself quickly to that B-bomb site.
Right, unpauses here. And CLG in a much better position for this round, but 0-5 on the CT side is pretty bad.
Just to confirm, it was actually a tactical from CLG.
Oh, okay.
Just got that, just in.
Excuse me.
It's just in.
And my fraudulent statements. Immortals showing some presence towards the plateau area. FNS is going to jump up expecting the smoke to land in the flames, but his jump was cut short by the fact it didn't. No flank from CLG. That is a huge wall of smoke, and it seems Ethan is going to take a chance and go through the smoke while the rest of his team choose to go behind. And then indeed, FNS moving forward now, but as that smoke dissipates, it's a 1 versus 3 situation for him, and CLG are most certainly on the back foot now, but Ethan doing his best to put their best foot forward. 3K for him, and all of a sudden it's a 2-on-2. Kusta with a nice angle through the door. There's no smoke there after all the deployment on the site, and Steel is wondering what has happened to their advantages.
It's actually got a decent position though. There's a minute left to play with, and it appears as though the CT's on 100% sure as to what he's up to at the moment, and he might even get himself a flank. It depends if he can get there silently as he makes his way forwards. Oh, he's going to spot both players. That is absolutely unreal there. The assassination. A silent assassin is Steel, and that's a great save there. The Brazilians continue their dominance here against CLG. What a steal. Oh no, I've done it, haven't I? I didn't even mean to do that. I apologize. I do apologize. That happens sometimes, you know, like this happens.
Very unfortunate for CLG to end up losing that 2v1 after Ethan did amazing work, basically defending the B bomb site by himself. Great job repositioning, connecting with his sprays, but Steel's flank really outdid them. I'm not sure like why Kusta thought he would go all the way back towards drop. But I mean, hindsight is always 2020. And CLG are on a force by realizing the game is slowly but surely slipping away from their hands.
Wow.
And
Don't know about slowly, Yanko.
that's not good.
It's a pretty solid 6-0 at the moment.
That's a bad miss.
That's a bad miss.
What a play around the smoke there from Bolts to find himself the first kill of the round. And there's so much pressure on the CT side just immediately because of that. They're already just facing a terrible situation with worse Arsenal to play with. And looks like we'll have another great move here from Steel, able to best finesse in that position. Looks like the trade will be there though, but the position obviously is known of Ethan, that he's playing by the statue, and all at the same time now the numbers are dwindling, openings are cropping up all over the place. Immortals will punch their way through onto the A bomb site quite easily, and that's going to be just Cutler left alive. CLG can't seem to get a break at the moment.
At this point, it's very difficult for them to adjust because of the way they have been losing rounds without just making like a blind gamble or something of the sorts. They lost the first gun round by basically a 3-man walk towards A halls. They lost the second gun round to a pretty standard B execute with smokes. And I mean, they lost the third gun round by losing a man through a one-way smoke at first and then just falling one by one after that. There's no clear way for you to adjust and say, okay, guys, if we only do this, like we can counter what they're doing. If anything, I would expect CLG to maybe go for that pop flash towards broken wall that we see so often, try to get an early advantage, or maybe they'll send an AWP, give an AWP to Ricky and send them towards mid on A to try and get a kill through the doors. Something along those lines, because them just relying on stepping up individually seems a bit weak at the moment and a bit unlikely.
Ethan, again, he's been consistently fragging in these teams, but often in these rounds rather, but often in situations where he's desperately trying to claw the round back. I haven't really seen many, if any, rounds where CLG have had an advantage, and indeed they go for that second AWP. So I wonder if that will be Ricky going towards A, or if they'll play 2 AWPs on B, which we have seen in some recent Cobblestone matches as well. It'll be the more standard format though. Ricky going towards long A, but okay, Ricky's gone for a super aggressive positioning. But I don't know how far he's willing to go to look for information here, because again, it's going to get nasty for CLG very soon on the B-bomb site.
Yeah, we see Immortals rushing in here, and that spray down almost claims to Ethan though. Woo! Gets himself an excellent series of kills, and that is exactly what CLG needed. Not only a round win in very fast fashion, but they lose 0 players, and that's going to help bolster their economy as they move forwards. And yeah, it's interesting with the double up change. I felt as though when we saw this fast round, I was like, okay, that's the ticket. Immortals, this is what you need to do to overcome what CLG are throwing at you. But we didn't have enough smoke grenades there, I think, to truly deal with that. And they may not even realize necessarily that the double AWP is out just yet, because they didn't see Ricker with the AWP on the A side of the map. So it still could come as a surprise, which means that there might be like a late adaptation by Immortals. But I mean, they already have a really nice lead, so we'll see how it goes. It's a good flash, and I think Ricker actually shot a shot off the AWP there, so they're going to realize that indeed another AWP is there, but they could also maybe think that it's just Kusta moving around at this point. So we'll see how things progress and what the calls are like. But the utility's starting to dwindle for the Immortals side.
Also interesting to see the AWP for Immortals being on KNG instead of Henny.
That is a very good point. And speaking of something that's very good, that's a great tag from Ricket, as he's going to fall back now as well. Would have liked the kill, of course. And that was also on KNG, the tag. So now what does Immortals do? They have no grenades. It's only KNG who has any grenades left. And Molotov Smoke and Flash. So this should help CLG massively. It will allow the AWPers the double orb that they have to have more vision as these players from Immortals come in. With the lack of flashbangs, with the lack of smoke grenades and Molotovs, it should be the ideal situation for CLG to defend the impending push. And there's only 20 seconds, so they're going to be very rushed here. They have to make this work without a hitch.
Kusta misses his first shot. That's a crucial shot, and he's going to get his head absolutely torn off by KNG. But Immortals moving into the B bomb site. They've got 9 seconds to plant the bomb, and they've cleared the bomb site just in time. Everybody in the red, but there's a nice wallbang there through the door to leave Cutler alone, and this is a pretty bad scenario for CLG. Just a 1 round on the board, and it's going to be 1-9 of Immortals very soon.
This round was an absolute disaster for CLG. I mean, they were so ahead in so many ways, but just missing too many shots. I mean, just one of those AWP shots connecting on plateau, that spray down around drop zone should have done a bit more damage perhaps. Ethan tried to clean it up, but he was unsuccessful as well. Just everybody sort of missing their shots as this desperate push came in from Immortals.
You have to wonder what it means, KNG AWPing now, if it's because they're up 8-1, or if it's something that they want to mess around with anyway.
That was a bad miss, James, from Kusta.
It was a bad miss.
That was the Badger. He really needed to hit that because he was the anchor towards B platform. Once he misses his shot, you could see how Immortals are gaining ground. KNG was holding the angle, and once he falls, there's no way that Ethan in that position can hold.
Yep.
The bomb side. A bit unfortunate, seeing as how all the Immortal players were low. It was still a close round, and now we see aggression from Henny. Back on the op.
Spots Kusta's rear end and tries to position accordingly. KNG creeping around the corner very slowly will be exposed to Ethan on the close ground. Ethan keeps changing his positions up. That's not good positioning, mate. Ethan keeps changing his positions up, and he keeps getting kills, but it's not enough for CLG, as you can see with 1 round on the board. Another kill for Ethan. He's really trying to drag the dead weight for his team at the moment. A 3K for Ethan now on the B bomb site, and surely CLG will take this one.
Ethan's just going in, man. Just so aggressive there. That's brilliant to see. It was the very first peak was quite interesting from KNG. He was very exposed, creeping slowly towards, but I think he got kind of stopped by the smoke grenade a bit as well. So I think that was also part of the problem. But yeah, Bolts is going to open things up towards the drop zone, but he's got to go absolutely mad here with fragging. But it will not be the case, as Kusta easily now defends. Perhaps all he needed was a little bit of a warm-up to get into this. And that's a great round to be won for CLG. Perhaps this can be the start of their momentum. Now they're back onto a round win. And again, this was somewhat clean. I believe they only lost a single player. And now it's 2-9, and the double up is in place. So I like the double up from CLG, frankly. And if Immortals do not respond to it correctly with good set pieces, then I think it's a great shout.
Got to be careful around the boulder and the cart when you see a smoke from the CTs. Everybody knows it by now. There's a period of time where the Ts would always throw the pop flash in, so the AWPers would just face away, wait for that flash, and then peek afterwards. Immortals relatively quick into the into mid, having a look towards the danger area, and that's going to force the CTs back. They don't want to get isolated. Kusta over towards the A bomb site on this occasion, and it's Rikke over towards B. So maybe he's switching the AWPers up because of that missed shot. Maybe they can change things up and find some more comfort in different positions. Immortals all over towards the A site with a minute on the clock.
So I believe, to some extent, learning from their previous mistakes where they found themselves left with 20 seconds having to rush. That said, they still have almost no grenades here to use. Nice timing on the peak from Cutler. Only gets 1, though. And now Kusta with it all to do with the AWP on the site. Looking for the first shot. Great flick. Doesn't get the killing blow, though. Only the tag. Another dink going the way of CLG. But they need to make these frags actually happen here. 3 versus 3 as Immortals continue to bombard the bomb site. And indeed, the kills didn't go the way of CLG when they really needed them to. Had they had AK-47s, you would have seen 1 or 2 extra kills there, perhaps.
What about a flashbang? It looked like Kusta was in position. I mean, he's standing on the barrels AWPing, and they don't have vision of ramp, so he might not want to get a flash up. But if he throws a flash for a Cutler when he peeks long A, he gets 2 or 3 kills, unless he gets sprayed while they're blind. What do you think, Anko?
I think the problem is he either needs to be more aggressive or his team needs to be faster on the rotate, because he only had FNS under balcony, and he was very far back. That allowed Immortals to gain too much ground and puts a lot more pressure on you to win those fights. And right now, CLG is just not on the same level individually. I mean, it looks like more or less it's just Ethan doing the work here in getting the kills. The rest of the team slouching behind.
Yeah, Immortals do look really comfortable, to be honest, from that perspective. They look like everything is normal, feels fine. Maybe CLG just need to, again, warm themselves up a bit more. Perhaps a bit of a slow start. We all know they're capable. And it's not the best start for them. Great pick coming in from Lucas. And Bolts is starting to push the issue towards the plateau there. And he can get a lot of information, maybe get some frags as well, pull some rotations. At the same time, now Henny gets the confidence. Now there's been 2 frags towards there to push the other side of the map, as there's more likelihood of openings due to Bolts' play. Great shot there from Ricket. What else can he get there with the Deagle? Another one coming in to play. Tagged down by Finesse and will be finished by Ricket, but that's all it's going to be good for. 2 kills. Small consolation in the face of the deficit on the rounds.
(11-2). It's a good first match from Immortals so far, but by no means is it over. That said, CLG can now only get 4 rounds from this on their CT side, which I think is fair to say is less than spectacular. But we see a boost, perhaps, coming in. I think we are going to see a boost from the CT side through into the drop. Yeah, so it's Rikke who's going to be up there. Steel's looking... Oh, my God. What a perspective to see that from as well. Cannot catch a break, CLG.
That's brutal, isn't it? That is savage. Oh, dear. Another poor start to a round from CLG where they have a man die. I don't want to say easily. I think that's a rather unfortunate in the way that actually happened. But
it's just one of those games, Dan.
Yeah.
Like, it's just one of those games where, you know, CLG is underperforming in this game. There's no doubt about it. But I mean, on top of that, they are unlucky in some of these rounds, just losing players left, right, and center, Dan.
Indeed, it's a good trade from Finesse, though. He'll pick up an AK-47, or actually, sorry, an M4 for his troubles. There is an AK down there, though. It was a bit further away. And the smoke's still up on plateau, so limited opportunity for Immortals to go for a challenge, but they're likely feeling quite confident. Leaving Bolt on the plateau, just keeping some noise going towards the B site to stop rotations for now, as the rest of the Immortals team starts to make their move towards A. And at the moment, they could be 3 men strong, but the bomb, as I say that, is going back towards the B side, past the Dragon Lord Tapestry, and towards the drop. So this is actually quite a smart play, because if, again, they have so many players all over the place getting information, seeing what is the safest path for the bomb, and Lucas will be able to get the plant in. And 2 players from CLG are stuck on A now. They sort of, they felt as though the rotation was coming, so they got outgamed massively there by Immortals.
If you're going to plant it there, you might as well try and plant it underneath the plant pot on the edge. I think I made a video about planting it underneath the plant pot, so it hides the blinking red light. But anyway, CLG in a situation where they're just trying to hold on to what they have to try and get a desperate 3rd round on the board in the last round of the first half, being flanked and counter-flanked. The only place that's safe is the mid area. Let's see if they can hold on. Cutler having a look. Don't really want to take a duel though, but he may feel like he had no choice. So the AWP saved for the next round, but what is it good for? And here's the shot Steel made.
What is that?
That's unreal.
Yeah, that basically summarizes the entire game for CLG so far. I think it's safe to say. Oh dear, 12-2 Immortals looking mighty, doing their name justice. It's a decent buy from CLG, not a lot of utility, but they have some punch to the weaponry that they carry at least. Center of which is Kusto on the AWP, over by the A bomb site, playing the statue position. And Immortals are playing this quite slow. Is that the man in the tower? Is there a man in the tower with a bomb? I think there is. He is. Look at him. Look at him just sitting there in the tower. This always reminds me, because we flashbacks to like playing Publix in like 1.3 or whatever.
Imagine if the CTs went for a push and they just on their radar they just see the bomb in the tower.
Yeah.
I mean, going into a second half and the second match, you're going to just have that bomb in the tower just burned into your memory.
You think that was like a bug or something? If you saw it, like, wait, what? So Henny just tossing a casual flash down.
CLG probably thinking this whole match right now is a bug. Something gone terribly wrong. Mistake in the Matrix, then they took the wrong pill, and now they want out.
Took the purple one. Not even supposed to be a purple one.
There's no purple one.
Exactly.
How can you take
There is in Dan's Matrix. The Dan Matrix is all the colors.
The Dan Matrix is basically what others call reality.
Because you mix red and blue, man. Well, we've got...
you take all the pills then Dan.
Yeah, what happens if you take both at once? What happens then? They can't just cancel each other out, can they?
You just go straight to purgatory.
Damn.
Not even sure what to do with this conversation. 3 rounds on the board for CLG. They get the last round possible. So let's see if they can take the pistol. If they can take the pistol, then they have more than a fighting chance. The comeback would be long, but it's possible. See if Immortals will allow them. They've got all momentum in their favor. They may feel untouchable for the remainder of this cobblestone. FNS, smoke double flash.
Double flash. When was the last time you saw 2 players have P2000 on a team?
That's a good question. That is a good question.
To be answered at another point, we've got Bolts rattling off his PT1000. Ocean Foam, the old school skins coming out here as they try to defend, and they're doing so fairly well at the moment. Just 2 players left for CLG, still trying to break the plateau position. There's a flank coming in as well. Henny is just gutting, well, at least Finesse, but the trades are going to occur, and that's not going to be favorable for Immortals. Sorry, for CLG, who just didn't have enough players left. And that's a 13-round situation for Immortals. That is quite the start to the second half. It's like, maybe CLG feel as though they just want to get this one over with at this point. Everything's going wrong for them.
I mean, I don't think so. It was a, you could see the thought process, have a deagle for long-range fights, some utility on FNS, but they just lost those fights. I mean, the hold from Bolts was the most important thing in that round because it bought a lot of time for Lucas. It wasn't Lucas on the flank, it was someone else, but for Henny, exactly, to get on the flank and shut down CLG completely.
Nice. That is a nice angle for a HE grenade. It goes pretty deep as well.
Nice.
So he could have even done it from a slightly shallower position. That's 1 to steal. Another nice grenade that we've seen from Immortals. Again, they had that T grenade, that Molotov, to cut off the balcony position for the CTs. See Henny trying to abuse the T's on long. He's got support as well. Oh, he had some from Bolts. Bolts has done his job now. And Henny, Ethan's got next to no health, but he looks away just too far. So the bomb's been rescued for the T's. They've got a 2-on-2 situation. There are some UMPs to collect at the very least. And at least Ricke's got reasonable health. Ethan, though, got to be quick on that trigger finger. No grenades, no flashes for the T's here. So the shoulder peeking is all he can do. Ricke's got the bomb, but Steele's on the site. He's playing in the barrel position. No, he's playing the cannon position, even better. And you can see how that off angle will serve to win the round for Immortals. Another one in the bag.
Immortals making quick work of CLG. Another force buy coming out from CLG. See Bolts reacting to the split there. Danger and getting a frag simultaneously with the help of Henny. What a play. Now we have this force buy with more nades this time. So CLG have an option, or a few options, to try to work off these grenades to try and cut off the options for Immortals on the defense and try to just force their way through these choke points in a safer fashion. Nice little flash there. And CLG work on A-long control. They have drop as well. They could set up the A splits from this position.
Bolts might have something to say about that. In the meantime, Henny just spotting. So it seems A will be a retake situation for the CTs. For the most part, Henny playing range. CLG biding their time. Maybe waiting for someone to go close quarters on long A, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. That said, there's been a second man rotating towards the A site, so perhaps it's because of the flank of KNG. And Enrique's going to take it in the face, being all too slow. Whoops! Too many assumptions made in that situation, and that may give CLG a way into this round. Cheap kills for the T side. Patient play from Kusta. FNS finishing off the last player there. Bolts. And some carelessness from Immortals will help CLG to their 4th round. There is Monsieur Cutler. Bald at the top, beard at the bottom.
Reminds me of someone.
What, Kimbo Slice?
I was going to say Moses, but never mind.
Lovely stuff. Well, we have a very fast push coming in from CLG with our UMPs and AK-47 straight up middle there. And Bolts has a great position with the CZ. Can he get another one? Yes, he can. There's potentially a gun to be picked up as well, but he gets the reload on the CZ. Could be a 3rd kill from him. Absolutely slaughtered his CLG in this push. 15 rounds that will be for Immortals. And
okay,
a very, yeah, just a deflated push, really. Just did not work out for them
I think we see it too often that when teams go for this push, they just get decimated by the player who's in that corner exactly where Bolts is, because your attention at first is towards a long, like towards that angle, and yeah, Bolts just getting 3 kills with a CZ.
Yeah, and he looked quite comfortable there as well, wasn't too pressured in his fragging. So another force buy situation for CLG as they try to salvage some rounds into this matchup against Immortals. The mighty Brazilians with their new player, which is awesome to see. Finally, we've been waiting a couple weeks, I think at least for that. So Zach was filling in their coach. He did a decent job as well. And now CLG looking to pressure in towards that drop zone position. See if they can bait out any additional grenades from the CTs or even any peeks for a cheeky frag. And there it is. Ethan's in position and they're looking to set up the split now onto B.
I don't know how much we can really read into KNG's performance on this match so far. Perhaps after the match, Janko, you can tell us what you think the ideal map might be to measure a new person's performance, if there is at all. Henny with a simple 3K, just clearing everybody out, moving into connector, and that might mark the end of this match. FNS with a Tech 9 doesn't have the bomb, but KNG's going to go through the choke point, give him a 1 versus 1, and Seal will do the same, but Seal will be enough for a 16-4 in the first match. Immortals versus CLG. CLG barely in the game.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy for Immortals on Cobblestone. Had full control of that game from start to finish, pretty much. Just a very dominating performance on the T side. It really did seem like CLG was slow to get into the game. It was pretty much only Ethan doing work on that B bomb site. And, you know, on top of that,